anaerobic digestion also plays a role in landfills, in that when the landfill is capped, methane gas is created inside it. Now, we are harnessing that gas and creating energy from landfills that have been capped and forgotten long ago. Landfills, landfills, landfills. Horrible, horrible, horrible human behavior. Not much we can do about it. They're necessary evils. What are we going to do? We're consumers. We just can't stop it. So you got to start looking at our waste as a resource. And at Walker, they're doing a good job of it. This is incredible. Everything you see here is landfill. We're on a 500+ acre landfill site.
We've had a landfill at our Niagara Falls location since 1982. We do take a lot of IC&I, industrial, commercial, institutional waste from the City of Toronto here, and we do get organics through that system. We get a lot of paper still, which is unfortunate, but it still shows up in garbage quite a bit. And all of that material will break down in the landfill and create landfill gas.
I hate landfills. Who doesn't? But you know, you gotta give these people credit. 22 kilometers of piping and a network of fittings that actually go into this ground here, drawing from 80+ wells, all that get sucked into this little facility just down over the hill over here. And it creates 4,500 cubic feet per minute of biogas. 3250 CFM, cubic feet per minute of that gas, is tripped over to Abitibi Bowater, where it's used in the recycling of the newsprint process. Now they have the flare, that little stack that you see just over here. Some days the earth gets heated up and it starts shaking and moving around, the water comes into the ground and they get excess gas, boom, that flare goes off and it's a protection. It's kind of like a release valve if too much gas is created, okay? 4,500 cubic feet per minute of biogas. I could talk to you about gilojoules and all kinds of weird terminology, but I'm gonna simplify it for you. Basically, you're looking at enough gas to power 15,000 homes. Leadership in energy and environmental design, in other words, the LEED program, is changing the way construction companies build their projects. We spoke to Jeff Smith, the CEO of Ellis Don, to try and find out how Ellis Don is changing the way they build their projects to achieve LEED certification.
I think it's an accurate premise that developers and construction companies have been insensitive to environmental concerns up until very recently. They weren't the enemy of the planet, they just weren't thinking about it. And I think we were all too concerned with short-term cost versus not just long-term environmental impact, but long-term return on the investment in energy savings and waste recycling and that kind of thing. But over the last 2 or 3 years, it's gone to the top of their priority list. The value of their buildings is affected now. Plus, these are good people. People want to do good things for the planet. They just didn't know how. And now it's the first thing that everybody asks us at the beginning of the design and construction process. How do I get LEED Silver? How do I get LEED Gold? What can I do? What's involved? I read a stat that 35% of the solid waste globally is generated by the construction industry. So that's the first place we've got to make a dramatic change. On the Child Development Center in Calgary, we were able to divert 78% of the waste from that site away from landfills into recycling opportunities. So as you can see, that's a dramatic impact. There are about 58 different levels of design and construction process that you've got to hit to get a LEED Platinum accreditation. On the Child Development Center, we hit all 58 of them. There are different levels of LEED. The main ones are silver, gold, and then platinum. All of them deliver dramatic increases in efficiency of the building in terms of energy use and decreases in terms of wastage being created by the construction process. You can get to a silver LEED rating for your building, which means the building is more valuable, better to work in, and much better for the environment if you plan it properly for a zero cost. To get to a LEED Gold rating, which is a really dramatic savings on both of those, both waste and energy, I think it's about a 5 or 6 or 7% increase in in construction costs, but it's more than paid back over the life of the building, even in the first 5 to 10 years of the life of the building, in energy savings and other efficiencies. Platinum is a little more. Call platinum about 10, 12%. Again, more than paid back, but it does require that upfront investment.
You're looking at basically, if you invest up front, you're looking at 10 years to recoup your costs and actually start to see savings on going LEED Platinum.
If you're talking about LEED Platinum, I think that's fair. If you're talking about LEED Silver, as I say, which again is a terrific improvement, it's zero.
This program is brought to you in part by RBC.